The info in your town. I'm Michael Tyrone. Now, many of us know the Boy Scouts for their hiking and camping expeditions, but they also run a unique program that gives these an opportunity for some high seas adventures.
The lure of the sea has beckoned man for centuries. Even to this day, young men are being drawn to work on the water, and for a select group of Boy Scouts, the chance to get some hands-on experience was an opportunity they couldn't pass up.
We reorganized in 1961. We originally had a 38-foot wooden picket boat that used to leak. This present vessel we obtained in 1972. It took us 3 years to get it up to Coast Guard specs. We now have we're a documented vessel, we're Coast Guard inspected, and we have 2 licensed operators to run this thing. So we're strictly a legal outfit. We're insured. Years ago, we only had a compass. Now we have, if I was telling your assistant here, that the first trips we went on up to Martha's Vineyard, we did 200 miles with nothing but a compass to guide us. Now we have a radar and a RAN, and life's a lot easier.
At one time, the North Jersey Sea Scout Squadron consisted of 14 boats back in the 70s. Today, they are down to just 2 because of cost and lack of membership.
The youth today don't seem to be as interested as they were years ago. A lot of them never even hear about it. The thing is, we need exposure so we get the youth down here. And this is what we hope we get with this program.
We have to fund our monies to pay for the insurance of the vessel. I'm sure it's affected everybody the same way. The insurance did. But we managed to raise the funds by chartering the boat, which is Coast Guard licensed as passenger for hire. I am a Coast Guard licensed operator up to 100 tons. So as far as the Coast Guard is concerned, we are a passenger for hire nonprofit. The funding is necessary to keep the boat operational. And at the same time as we're fundraising, the kids are learning how to navigate, pilot. It's kind of a mixture of a way to fundraise enough learning capabilities at the same time. And it also gives us PR with the people. They never heard of Sea Scouts. They're introduced to us, and we're introduced to them. It's a nice way to have a public relations with the people, too.
Currently, the squadron uses the Sea Dart for most of their training, while its sister ship is being refurbished.
The boat we have now is normally called an Army T-boat. The boat does passenger and cargo. What we've done with it, we've taken the cargo hold and made it into a passenger compartment where we can sleep 23 boys. And in the original cruise quarters, we could sleep 6 in. We have 2 17.5 kW generators. We have a furnace, we have heat, we have hot water, we have an electric stove, a refrigerator, a freezer, and a microwave on board. So you have all the comforts at home. The other boat was originally a CIA boat. We think it had, if you see the top of this here, that was all tiled with radar deadening tiles. This boat, they're working on it very hard, trying to get it running, and hopefully this boat will be operational by the end of the year, if everything goes all right. They've just finished working on the engines. The engines are running good now, and most of it's cosmetic they have to do on it. So this should be running by the end of the year, and they're looking for another 10, 15 people, and we're looking for another 10, 15 people at least.
The program serves a dual role. One is to teach the boys nautical skills, the other to teach the members responsibility.
Teaching them respect themselves and others. Learn to work with their own peers. Sometimes it's difficult to find a younger boy that may have a higher rank than an older boy, and he has to learn that life is like that. His boss could be younger than him, and they have to learn that. By learning that, they'll learn the job force, that this is the way the world is made up.
They learn to work as a team. They pick up skills. There's a lot of these people out of the Sea Scouts I know several people that have party boats originally learned in Sea Scouting. Several people, tugboat captains, were also Sea Scouters out of the squadron here, and we've had a couple to Annapolis and a couple to the Coast Guard Academy. So it's a boat like this, you learn enough. So if you go out on a party boat or something like that, you know how to operate it. And like I said, we had several that are running these.
Well, it teaches you responsibility, how to fend for yourself. Some of the other people said how to give and take orders. and essentially any trade that you might want to learn. We do a little bit of everything here, whether it be painting, working on engines, how to handle vessels. A lot of times here, how to polish brass, things like that.
For James Zetwernicki, it was the hum of the engine that fascinated him into becoming the ship's engineer.
When I came here, I was just looking for the part where it's, you know, you got a boat and you go out and have fun. Then I got interested in the engines, things like that. So when I go to college, I want to go for engineering, like designing diesels and things like that, and maybe go to vocational school for mechanics and electronics. 2 years ago when I came on, I didn't know very much about all this. I mean, I read books and things, but when I came here, I went down in the engine room, and my grandfather was a mechanic too, so it's kind of in my blood. So I went down the engine room and I became interested in the engine. I see big engine and everything. Started up and real nice sound, 41 years old.
The high point for the explorers is a 2-week cruise to Cape Cod.
The end of July or the beginning of August every year we go on a 2-week cruise. This is a training, it's a pleasure and a training cruise. It's where the skills they've been developing during the year they use. We're headed for, it's a 15-day cruise. Our first port of call will be Martha's Vineyard. Second port of call will be Nantucket. Our third port will be Newport. The fourth port will be Rocky Point Amusement Park, which is just down from Providence, Rhode Island. Then we will hit Battleship Cove for a day. Then we'll go over and spend a couple days on Block Island, down to Greenport, and then we head home. You have to have some big event a year to keep the boys interested. And this is a big event of the year. Like I said, we have 18 youth and 6 adults going.
For all those involved, being part of the Sea Explorers holds a special meaning.
I was a Boy Scout. We went camping and everything, hiking, but and we never really moved our campsites and things. I enjoyed Boy Scouting, but this was different. It had something about it. You could go more places, and you're moving, and it's an experience like can't get very many other places.
Sometimes we're more of a family than we are a troop or a ship. We're here together every weekend. We stay down here, we sleep aboard, and you get to know everybody, things that are going on in everybody's life. If they have problems, and we help solve the problems down here. So we're a family.
The nicest memories are is when some of these boys come back and they're grown men with families and tell you what Sea Scouting done to them for life. That's the stories you hear. And that's the stories that are worthwhile, even if it's one boy only. It changed his life for the better, it's worth it.
If you'd like to find out more information about the Sea Explorers, or if you'd like to participate, you can do so by writing Tom Hanley or John Nolan, and that's at the Sea Explorers, 726 Jackson Avenue, and that's in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 07201.
That's going to do it for this edition of Info in Your Town. But as always, if you have any story ideas, we encourage you to contact us at Info in Your Town, care of Suburban